Okay, I got this Pokemon Game Boy Color, which apparently doesn't power on at all. I just saw it and wanted to take it to try fixing it. I accidentally took out the power switch. Get the screw bit that I need to open it. This might be big enough. And just tried turning it on. Switch is on and it's not working. So, to figure that out, there it is. The screw looks a little gross, so I wouldn't be surprised if battery leaked onto it, but there wasn't enough battery leakage to corrode the contacts. They look pretty shiny. Let's see in here. I don't think it's been opened before, and I'm not really seeing anything that might be the problem. I'm gonna see if this how might I power this? Game Boy Colors are always tricky because you kind of need the back, but if you have the back covering it, you can't easily access this. Let's try taking it apart further. I'm wondering if it's the switch. I'm gonna actually, I wanted to measure the voltage on the switch, but something that probably makes more sense is just probing it. Yeah, 0 ohms. When it's in this position, 0 ohms. So, shouldn't be the switch. And also check if there's any voltage shorts. The little beep was just the capacitor discharging. There's no short on that voltage rail, or that one, or that one. Over here, there isn't a short to ground. On this side, not seeing like anything was tampered. There's a lot of like wood splinters in here for some reason. That's weird. The battery contacts seem fine. With the front removed, I'll try putting on the back. Okay, this should work okay. Check the voltage of the batteries just to make sure. Oh. 1.2 and 2.5. I think that's enough for the Game Boy to get some power. Measure the main voltage line. This should be common ground. Sure is. But I'll just use this anyway. It's just closer to this area. So here, huh. Yeah, no voltage. Despite getting 2.5 volts. That's odd. Is 5 volts really not shorted? Yeah, there's pretty much nothing going on. Huh. Oh. That's a 1.1. When the switch is down. These traces are a little hard to see, but I can just barely see them on the side. Don't know if that's ground. VDD. This should be. Oh. when you turn the switch, that totally drops. Oh, there's resistance between this voltage and ground, but it doesn't seem like it's, yeah, it's in the 100 kiloohms. That's totally fine. Try taking a look at the other side again. So let's see if I can make out where everything goes. Battery voltage. I see it going down to here. I see the battery voltage has vias, or actually, yeah. Oh. Look at that. This bit of the trace looks like it's eaten up by corrosion. Oh yeah, look at that. Ooh, that looks very orange. I don't think traces are meant to look orange. Huh. Funny. There's almost no corrosion on the battery terminals, but there were some on that screw. So this isn't too surprising. It's just really funny how that only seemed to affect this area. And I imagine there's no voltage here. So I wonder if my engraving tool is charged. I can use that to try to get rid of that solder mask. Sure is. Alright, so let's cover this in alcohol. Just this area, because I don't know how far this corrosion goes. Should get an idea of how much that cleared up. Oh yeah, I think it didn't go very far. It's like it just leaked through the vias and then to the other side. So there's the copper, and I guess whatever copper was around the vias is totally gone. Turned into orange sludge after drilling. So yeah, I'm sure there's absolutely no continuity on this side where these components are. Let's see, I can see those views are totally green. It's so weird that there's just corrosion in this spot and can't really see any other corrosion on the board. Okay, so I'm using one of the bits that came with this tool, and they're really bad, but there's a better one that I couldn't, I don't know where it is. So I'm just using the pointiest one, but it's not the best. I'll just keep using this for now. Yeah, this tool isn't working super well. I'm going to try just scraping at it with the tweezers. Which I misplaced. There. That's a little better. Need solder now. If I had a very thin bit that I could drill through a hole to make put a wire through to make contact from one side of the board to the other, I would do that, but I just don't have a tool like that. And hit my fan until it starts spinning. Might as well reflow the surrounding components. So I wonder what solder will react like to this side. Because I don't know how much of this is still corroded copper or just PCB. Let's see. I want to be careful not to get solder on the contacts of the buttons. Very messy. Yep, I think those vias got completely taken out by the corrosion. Alright, I'm gonna try to drill a hole through. This might not work out, but I'll try. Well, that was way easier and quicker than I thought. This hole just went straight through, but I wouldn't be surprised if the corrosion made it a lot easier to do that. So now there's a hole that I can put a bit of a component leg through that hole. Like that. And then I can bend it over. It's gonna be a little tricky to get in there and not fall through. Here, I'm gonna try influx and solder. I'm realizing now, probably need to figure out there, make sure that this is flat enough for the rubber of the start and select button. Let's try to really carefully solder this in, at least a little bit. Yeah, if I solder in a bit here, flip it around, and then solder it down on this side. go try to solder this flat, at least a little bit. Alright, and I'll clean that up, but I just want to see if this is all it is to get this working. Switch down. Alright, let's see. Ah! That was it? Oh, is the speaker not working? It's really quiet. I wonder if the speaker is broken. I won't be surprised. But it turns on. Alright, let's try connecting this. Oh, I'll clean this up first. So, that's done. Though part of me is wondering how much of this is the speaker failing, and if it's actually some connection to the speaker or somewhere in the circuit being damaged. But I'm betting on the speaker. You can try wiring up another one if I have another one. Remember there being some speaker in here. Not this one. Also, there's a bunch of stuff stuck to it. This is going to not work. Let's not do that one. But 90% sure there is some, like, a Game Boy Advance SP speaker in there or something, but I can't be bothered to find it. I just want to see if the screen works and everything. This area still looks a little dirty though. Alright. other side. Not forget the switch, which I always forget to put in, so I stuck it in the battery slot so it wouldn't get lost before I came back to working on this. I just opened it to see if I could see what might have been wrong with it. Alright. Let's see. Cool. Screen totally working normally. Let's get this. Loads up games. Oh. It might just be scratchy. Oh, that doesn't sound right. Well, that doesn't sound like a bad speaker. That sounds like a messed up potentiometer. So solder joints are slight, but they don't seem broken. Just put a little bit of contact cleaner in there and see if that helps. Yeah, I'll use the nozzle, or whatever you want to call this, tube. Maybe that was a bit too much. Let's see. Oh, you know what? See, I don't know if the mic will pick it up. Yeah, it sounds very... I don't know. Let's listen to it in headphones. Well, there's a really annoying buzz. But that annoying buzz is kind of par for the course with the Game Boy Color. Because the audio circuit is so close, or at least I'm assuming the audio circuit is so close to the power circuit. So, like, that's not really unusual behavior for the Game Boy Color. It's just it kind of always sounds like that. I could use this as a system to try fixing that, but I made it power on, and that was my goal. The speaker is a little iffy, but that's probably a mechanical thing with the speaker that's just not fixable. I'm sure they're relatively easy to replace, but yeah, there we go. That was it. Corroded bit on the battery, on the battery traces, in a place that may not expect, all the way down here. But that kind of makes sense, because that was like, yeah, it was this screw. It was in kind of a similar area. It's just really weird how it was condensed to just this trace. There doesn't seem to be any other corrosion. Yeah, maybe I'll test a different speaker another time to see if it is the speaker or the audio circuit for the speaker. But these speakers usually crap out, so I can only assume it's the speaker for now, and I'm just gonna call it good. Stupid thing. And the potentiometer was, I think the potentiometer was scratchy, but it sounded totally fine in the speaker, in the headphones. So there we go. All good.